Gaming Today presents Cash Considerations.
Welcome to the Cash Considerations podcast. Today is, it's June 11th. June 11th. And we are back tonight. We've had guests in recent shows. Tonight, it's just the boys. We're gonna do a quick roundabout. If you're looking for stuff to talk about with, politics, race riots, right? We're not going to do it. We talk about it amongst ourselves a little bit, but we're really not going to address it because you get the stick to sports argument and you get the let's talk politics, and then everybody gets mad anyway. So we're going to just have a discussion tonight. The show is going to be the show. We're going to swing it around. Everybody's going to get turns, maybe throwing out a topic or two. Hopefully you'll have some laughs. Thank you for listening to the show up to this point. The audience continues to grow. We appreciate it. Let's bring in the boys. My favorite look right now on Zoom. Two guys, one microphone. We only have one hat tonight with a nice fresh haircut. AB with the Mariners hat on. What's up, AB?
Oh, man, I'm just trying to get through this. I need some actual sports. Like, we got to get this NBA and NHL going. I keep hearing it seems like it gets later and later, and it's driving me insane. Like, I'm going to start digging into this MLS World Cup if things don't change soon.
Oh, yeah, please. I don't want to have to do that either. No, you're right. Motoy, the lifeguard of Pool 1.
Oh, my man.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. That's just a great compliment from my guy, Matt Metcalf. He put me on to begin with, so, but do they call it the MLS World Cup? Is that what they call it?
No.
Okay, so then I don't want to hear that again. I don't ever want to hear that. What was that?
It's the format. The format's the World Cup.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's
then.
it's
I didn't
just
mean
not being called that, but that's essentially
Yeah, I crushed you right there, man. I didn't mean to do
It's
all
fine.
that. Okay.
Yeah. This marble's hard, and, if I do that, we're going to see some things.
The MLS.
He's threatening me.
Yeah, it's not the world. It's the MLS, Mo.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's everything we got in the world. This is all we have.
Baby blue shirt. Gaming Today hat.
GT.
Steph Curry shirt hanging behind you. HB Howard Barish. What's up, HB?
How are you? You mentioned that today's June 11th. Do you know what today's 50th anniversary is?
I think I've seen it on Twitter.
Secretariat?
No.
I feel like there's an anniversary for anything that I
don't know. What is
don't care for.
The day Billy Bats was murdered. Go home and get your fucking shine box.
R.I.P. Billy Bats.
There it is.
R.I.P. Billy Bats. Yeah, I want to.
1970.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Reynolds is loving that one. Reynolds likes that. I guarantee it. I know he does.
There's Reynolds, our producer. I am Reynolds 2305 on Twitter. He gave us the high sign there. So we got at %Berg, at He These Takes, at Gaming Today News. I'm Dave Sherapan at SportsBK Consig. This is the show, Cash Considerations, GT's Cash Considerations, which is at GT Cash Consider. So
what up?
That's available as well. Boys. What?
This is beautiful. I love it.
No. I want to talk sports. I want to talk baseball. There's nothing to talk about. That's it. There it is.
Yeah,
it up.
There was golf today.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to actual sports that are happening. We got to mention the ones that aren't. So, baseball, every day that goes by, there it is. The same people that don't call HB back or email him back, fuck you.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
He has no time for you.
That's pretty good.
No baseball.
I'm in favor of that.
There's a few that are back on the list as I've reached out lately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Hockey. The big question with hockey is where the city's going to be, because we know we're getting hockey. We just don't know where. That's the other discussion. And again, it's all speculation. I heard a very good argument from someone today. They're going to pick two Canadian cities. They're going to pick Toronto, and they're going to pick Edmonton. The quality of ice will be the best because they have to play multiple games in the same facility. If they pick Vegas, the Vegas ice in June and July it's not good, and multiple games over it is going to get it's going to get worn. It's going to compromise the game a little bit. So it made sense, and they're going to keep them both in the same country. So either 2 American cities, 2 Canadian cities, but not 1 and 1. So you're not going to get Vancouver, and you're not going to get Pittsburgh. Vegas and Toronto. It's not going to happen. I don't know. You guys have any AB? You hear anything about this stuff?
No, the only thing I'd heard was like I thought Vegas was like the front runner for the West at one point.
Yeah.
But what you're saying totally makes sense. I mean, that's always been a thing about the summer cities, I guess you would say, like the San Jose's and the LA's and the Vegas and the Phoenix. I mean, the ice quality is just really hard to maintain in the playoff run. So, yeah, to have multiple games on the same surface, it would probably be a real big issue.
Yeah. Again, it's just something I heard from a hockey guy that I, listened to. And, again, it made sense, but who knows? It's just another thing that we can speculate on.
Might have to hop on the Oilers if it's in Edmonton.
Right? Well,
I feel
apparently
like I haven't heard anything about hockey in like months. I don't
just
know
think-
what's going on.
I just think
I haven't
like,
seen anything.
if you get to stay home, like an actual home, like that has to be an advantage versus being just like in a crappy hotel for months. Like,
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, but I think the West is going to play in the Eastern City, and the Eastern City is going to play in the East cities are going to play in the West. So there's no home ice.
well, no, I just meant like if you're in your host city, like wouldn't that be an advantage? Can't you go home?
Yeah. But I heard you're not going to be allowed to.
Oh, okay.
I heard you're not going to be allowed
That's
to. So
fair.
If they pick Vegas, they're going to put the Western Conference in the Eastern City. They're going to so Vegas and none of the teams can be at home. They're going to quarantine them opposite. That's what I heard. It could be
Oh,
completely
that's
wrong.
crazy.
But
Okay.
there will be no home ice. That way.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
So I don't know. So we got baseball out of the way with a nice fuck you. Hockey, we don't know where we're playing. NBA, guys, now it's coming up. There's a lot of hesitation to go. The reporters that are going to go are going to be quarantined in the bubble for the entire time. If they stay the whole time, the 3.5 months. Some of the teams know that they're going to be one and done. They're like, I don't even know if I want to go. Like, you're starting to hear actually some kickback of reasons to not go.
And this is player union stuff. This is stuff being conjured up by the players' unions.
Yeah.
Because they tipped their hat on HBO Real Sports last week. I was telling you about that.
Yeah. What exactly do you think that is? What's that angle?
It's just leverage, and like, we're not going to run into any problems and risk anybody getting sick or even remotely going near a problem for a playoff.
Wow.
That's why I said they should have stuck to what I was saying. Have one game playoff. The higher ranked seeds, they play 3-game series. Like, just get it over with. Just go do it, and like, let's have some sports. But let's not make it like a 4-month quarantine. It's just ridiculous. Like, just go play it. Go play something like a month and a half. Like, just so there's games and there's something to watch. And I don't know why we got to do like a regular season games and stuff. Like, what is the point of that? I mean, baseball, sure, because it didn't even start yet. But I mean, basketball was like, I mean, we know who the teams are good in the NBA. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? It's ridiculous.
And then it would make the next season fall back into line if they did something rapidly.
Right. And now it's going to screw that season up too. And then who knows what they're going to come up with for that nonsense.
Agree.
I don't know.
It's a trash association.
Man, you get out of my
Like,
house.
I can't handle this
Man.
anymore. Like, we're talking about the same shit, and I'm just like, what the hell's – it's obviously terrible, like, what's happening. I don't know what else there should be said. It's fucking horrible.
It's millionaire
I'll tell you,
problems.
too.
Bitterness right there. Mo's upset that college basketball can't come back.
Oh, my – well, I'm waiting for college football. When they axe that, it's going to get crazy out here.
They just need to make college football 20 for the PlayStation, and I don't need anything else.
You'll be fine. Yeah.
right?
And in that conversation, Alan, on June 5th or so, they told us the NBA will come back July 31. They should have said, you know what, guys, go take 3 weeks and get in shape and be ready to go.
Yeah.
July
no
4th.
doubt. Let's
Right.
go. Let's
Yeah.
get to it. Like, what are we waiting for? Is anything going to change? Like, LeBron James is going to be a different player in 3 weeks versus 2 months? Like,
Well, they're buying COVID time. That's the thing.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but it's not again, everyone, not just people that bet and us who's in the business or, want it back. We need it back. We need something to just wrap our heads around, feel, touch, see, enjoy, something to get back to something of some normalcy. And sports is going to be it, whatever it is. The first one back, which I guess now is going to be the MLS. This is happening, right? They're doing it in Orlando.
Yep.
All
They
the
did it.
right?
They did a draw today. Every team's in it. It's totally World Cup style. Top 2 make it from each pool. And then I think it's like the top 4 third place teams. And then they do a knockout tournament, 16 teams, just like the World Cup style.
Wow.
So, yeah, it should be. I mean, it'll be more entertaining than a regular MLS season. I can tell you that.
From a Seattle Sounders guy. Are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah. I like it. Let's do it.
Is that an ESPN and Disney deal too? Because it's Orlando?
Probably. I'm assuming it has a lot to do with network and, getting stuff on television. But, I mean, if anything's there, just like I said, like, Dave's saying, like, we just need stuff back. So if this is what it takes to get sports, let's do it. I mean, let's get out there. I'll watch an MLS game if it's 3 o'clock and there's nothing on and I got to stay indoors. Why not? Put some money on it and let's go.
Timbers under?
Timbers under. They got a horrendous draw.
Wow. You just said that out loud on the show.
I did. this is what we've come to.
Oh my God.
Break it down at length, AB. Why is it that rough?
You were tired.
Mo, will you watch this stuff?
I think I'm gonna watch it when the knockout rounds get in. That's when I like to get involved, when it gets like real thick. It's gonna get wild. Pause. That's a crazy pause. But yeah, that's when the knockout rounds happen. Come and get me. That's when I'll be around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until then, it's
We're watching simulated baseball games. Like, you'll watch anything. You
Oh no, that's very true. But like the involvement will get crazy in the knockout rounds.
Okay,
like,
I see what
teams to advance. I'm there.
yeah.
I'm in there.
The team to advance, a very popular wager in the
Almost
knockout
definitely.
round. Yeah, absolutely. Well, today kicked off. Golf is back. We had the first round of the Colonial today, right?
Yeah. Yep.
There was a lot of action on it. Just that I saw on social media. A lot of people dove in. Let's say, put their toes in the water. I don't know about you guys. I mean, like golf for me, wagering wise, majors only. I can't get into the grind anymore of the weekly stuff. And you hear all the same shit. He's in good form. He's not in good form. He's putting good the last 2 weeks. You hear all the same kind of storylines and narratives. But today was my first day back in the office. I got called back in the office. And so I missed the actual betting on it leading up to it. But I went through and saw all of the tickets. There was a lot of tickets made on this. Did you guys see that at all? Like at your place, Mo? I mean, you guys offer some crazy golf stuff. Your odds are over at Circa are all over the place. Did you guys get a lot of action on this event?
Yeah, I mean, just as far as like, what we're writing on NASCAR and UFC is like king basically at Circa at this point, which is great. Word to my guy Alan Reynolds. But yeah, I think I think we wrote about 25 dimes from what I've seen just on this pool alone.
Right.
We didn't do any matchups. I don't know if we're going to be doing that yet, but I mean, we wrote, quite a bit. It was pretty awesome to see a lot of those people come in and bet Spieth, someone who has no chance of winning this thing.
Right. Yeah.
When you say matchups, Mo, isn't that the preference of a lot of sharps?
Right. Yeah. And especially at our spot, I mean, the prices that, are just competitive. A lot of those guys come and, they might scalp a few prices here and there, but I mean, we get a lot of action on that as well.
I like the pause and the smirk because you were thinking about how you wanted to frame it.
Right.
Of course. Yeah. I don't want to get fired. That'll happen some other way.
Right. But you got guys playing both. You got guys playing against each other when you put up the matchups, at least. That's the way we always did it. You got sharp guys in the golf matchups. They're playing against each other. The NASCAR matchups, maybe not so much, Mo, right? I mean, you get probably a lot more one-sided stuff in the NASCAR.
I mean, it's almost kind of the same.
Really?
We kind of get our same regular players that come in, our sharp guys that, for the most part, manipulate the market early. And then, as soon as like, I would say maybe 3-4 hours before the race comes, there's just action coming in from like everywhere. It's pretty ridiculous. So a lot of those guys might be buying off the price that they had earlier, or, just buying into a lot of stuff that they didn't want to touch early. It's a lot going on. Metcalf's pretty busy around that time.
Yeah. NASCAR matchups you got to have some big stones and a little bit of leeway to do NASCAR matchups, because there's just literally, that is a sharp only market. There's no
when we're running like the truck matchups, I'm just like, does anyone even know in the world that this is happening except guys that are like just destroying prices? Like,
except 8 guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Right.
That may know. And then like maybe some guys with money might get involved because they're bored, but otherwise.
You just cannot book that stuff unless someone in the room watches it on a regular basis.
Oh, that's his game.
Because, I mean,
that's it.
we're always like, hey, who's going to put up NASCAR? And everybody goes, oh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, like Metcalf, he loves it, man. So he's in it for sure. But
I try not to bring up the association of lefts around him. It was all right when Jeff was there, but I don't know if Metcalf is feeling that.
yeah.
No.
True athletes.
Yeah. It's we had Kyle Wilson on last week, and he did a lot of talking about different markets and different things. You don't see that in NASCAR. Matchups are a unique, not niche market. It's a sharp market. Not a lot of places offer it. But some other states are offering some other things. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter today. Did you guys see that post about the someone went to make a play?
Oregon lottery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it moved a price 40 cents. They didn't get the bet. It moved the price 40 cents only on them.
But it was left spinning. They have a video of them trying to put the bet in. And it went from 110 to 150, and then it got the approval.
Right.
And they were caught in a lie, and David Purdom, who's the biggest sports betting writer in the country for ESPN, called him out on it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that you see that you don't believe until you see it. And now it's out there and everybody's seen it. I'm guessing it might have been an auto line move type thing, where one of those things, the bet gets sent and then it sits for approval, but it goes through, like, as far as the bet, and it moves the line. I don't know if that was manual or not. Either way, I'm not making a case for it. Obviously, it's wrong, and you shouldn't do it. But you're starting to see these things pop up in different markets in different places with these different models and different companies doing it. And for someone who's been around it and been a long time part of it on the other side of the counter, it's pretty goddamn discouraging, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it shows why like lotteries are not good, and why that you have to have competition. I mean, you have to have like multiple books in your state. I mean, you look at Jersey and Colorado, like they're doing things right. They're allowing like a lot of different providers, and that's what's going to give people their best benefit. I mean, if there's only one place to buy a pair of Jordans, why do I need to match an Amazon price when I know you're not going to do that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's the thing.
Why
like,
do states keep turning to their lottery commissions in this?
experience in gaming?
Yeah. That would be
Really?
Yeah.
Selling random tickets?
No, it's as someone who went to West Virginia, and that was a state that handed it off to the lottery. No one else wanted to do it, HB. No one else wanted to do it. So they gave it to the lottery because the lottery could say they had experience.
But they have casino commissions because there's casinos in West Virginia.
Oh, yeah, but nobody wanted to touch sports betting. The people in the hotels where we were putting in books didn't want to have anything to do with the sports betting. They didn't know about it. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. They just wanted to know, tell me how much we're going to make. That was it. They didn't want to be a part of it. They didn't want to have any part of the discussion. So someone comes to the lottery commission and says, well, we have a server, we have a platform. We have X amount of dollars that we're going to, put into it. You guys tell us what you want the limits to be, and we'll run it for you. And, you'll make this. Wow. Okay. If you don't do any investigating and you get told a story that, they signed the deal and it goes. So that's kind of what happens, I think, in the lottery deals. And there's no competition, like AB said. So when the lottery does it, they pick one provider, and you see it in Oregon, you see it in Montana, right?
DC is a mess.
DC's a mess. The ones with the lotteries aren't. They're just not going to be successful, and it just breeds that whole thing about competition is important, and it makes you better. It weeds out the bad and gives people more options. I just thought it was really interesting because a lot of the people that listen to the show, follow us on Twitter and all this stuff, it's been out there and around. And I was like, wow, can you imagine that happening here? Like, you would be cooked.
Well, there are situations I've heard of in town where similar things like are offered in a similar way, but just not as abrasive as that was.
Right.
Like, because I get what they were trying to say is that they're not willing to take that much at that number, but here we'll take that much at this number. But the issue with that is that, one, you're not directly contacting the customer to make an offer. You're just saying, oh, here, if you're not paying attention, you can lay 150 instead of 110. And that's such a ridiculous amount. And then you're not even giving him anything at 110. So usually if it happens in town, that's like the case. Like you'll say, all right, I'll give you this much at this number, and then you can have this much at this number, and blah, 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 blah. Now,
Somebody froze.
You know, we don't necessarily do that, but I don't know. I know it's happened in town for sure.
All right. Well, that was one of the things I just wanted to address tonight was, you know, when you see these things in gambling and you just kind of shake your head. And I mean, SVP's doing bad beats. You know, we talk about it all the time. There was one last night that, like, our boy Rexy tweeted about, and a lot of people I saw today talking about that boxing match that looked like it was stopped under the total, but then the official ruling was over the total. And how do you grade it as the book? What's the official number? And then I saw one tweet today, I think from our boy Kanish or something, where they just graded both sides a fucking loser. I don't know. I forget which book it was. I can't remember if it was DraftKings or what. But both sides were losers. There were screenshots. Mo, what was the story with that? Where did you guys fall with that? I thought it was 128, but then it was 132.
Yeah, I mean, I had watched basically the whole fight, and well, I thought the fight should have been over like in rounds 3 and 4. Like, I don't know how this guy didn't go away. This guy's tough, dude. I was like, okay, this is pretty. I just kept thinking in my head, like, can he get to the 6? Like, is there a possible way? So, you know, this guy's taking like 3 pieces all over the ring. He's not dying, and it gets into the 6, and I'm talking to K-Dub, you know, all those guys, all the sharp. I mean, what did it opened 5.5 under 30, maybe 20, closed like $2. And I'm just like, okay, it's gonna get towards the number. So yeah, he takes a couple body shots, maybe like at a minute 37. You know, one to the liver, it just puts him right on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not even looking at this guy anymore. I'm seeing what that time is. It's because it's still rolling.
Yeah.
And you can't see Weems. Like they're only showing him, but he's waving it off. I think above, like at 131. Like he's waving it off under the total. And somehow it got graded 2 seconds after the official time after the fight ended, and everyone was just sad.
Yeah, the big issue is, right, that when people are watching these fights, one, it's like only 50% of people even understand what a half round is, which creates a massive amount of confusion from the get-go.
All the time.
Right, and when you have 131 showing on the clock, that's what people always assume the number is. So there's that. Secondly, so that would be 129, which again would be under.
Yeah.
But the issue is that when they turn in the official scorecards, even if there's, you know, no decision, they always fill out what happened in the fight in the bottom right corner of the official scorecards, and that's the official time. And they wrote 131. So they wrote it as 2 seconds after that. So on the screen, it would have said 129,
Right.
which created all this massive confusion because when they write it on a scorecard, they're saying how much has gone in the round, not how much was left in the round. I've always been a big proponent that I'd love to see full round totals on fights. It's way easier to deal with.
Yep.
If the bell doesn't ring for the next round, then that round is the last round.
I never know.
Gotta get rid of this half stuff.
I never know how to count into the round. To this day, it's been like 5 years. I don't know how to count.
Well, and then,
I don't know how to count
you
at
know,
all. But I mean,
like
this
hockey.
is pretty bad.
It's brutal. It's brutal. I'm such an adamant guy that if that was the total, it should have been 6, and then you fix your juice appropriately, and if the bell doesn't ring for the 7th round, it ends in 6. Like it's just that easy.
They weren't showing wings. They didn't show him. I was like,
No
is he
wings.
waving his freaking hand? What's happening? I didn't know. I was like, dude, what? I need to know, man. The time's like going down. I'm like, what is happening? This is so dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Well, we got boxing.
It's right by that half
Dude.
time. It's a total mess. Like no one knows what happens.
Me and Aldo brought up that Kell Brook fight when he took a knee.
I don't want to talk about this.
I mean, no, the Kell Brook one. I was like, this is just as bad, if not worse. And this one might be worse.
Kell Brook took a knee at the exact at the exact second of that total, and I had under, and I was absolutely
No, he was looking at the clock. He was
Oh,
looking.
dude, that's what it looked
And then
like.
he,
That's what it looked like.
then he
He
Kaepernick.
took a body shot and took 3 seconds looking at the clock, and then took a knee, and I'm like, wait a minute.
What just happened?
Yeah.
When it lands on the number, I know a lot of places have a house rule. If it lands on the number, it's graded as an over.
Correct. Yeah. And then there's
Okay.
some that I believe that have house rules where it's a push, which,
Right.
again, I just feel like they should be full round numbers. If it ends in the 6 with a minute 20 seconds left, then it went under 6. It didn't go 6 full rounds. Like, why are we still staying on these halves? Because we don't want to push in a boxing total?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Tough.
Yeah. Baseball has 9 and 10 run games. We have pushes in that all the time. I don't understand why we have to do a half. It just makes everybody's life miserable.
Especially the people at the counter that got to answer the question when someone comes up.
Oh my God.
No doubt. Yeah.
That's the
I won't ever have
worst.
to do that again. Yeah, definitely not.
Jeez.
What did you guys think of the UFC event, this past one, and looking ahead to this weekend? Anything pop? It seems like a little bit of a down card overall this weekend coming in. You guys downplayed the card last.
Generous of you, Dave.
Yeah,
This
it's
card
terrible.
sucks.
It does. It's worse than last
Look,
week.
Jessica I is a nice fighter. She's a nice social media presence. Her and Cynthia Calvillo is not a main event fight in almost any regard, even on like Fight Pass or whatever. This is a trash card of all trash cards.
Damn all timer. I believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, and I believe it. That's all I know.
Too many fights too soon, like too much.
Yeah, they're just trying to be the only act in town.
I just
they're
need to-
pumping it.
I need to continue to see the right on UFC. Just keep betting. I don't
Yeah,
care
yeah.
what happens. Just keep
There it is.
betting. Like whoever's listening, just come and bet at our spot.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
prices are fine. We'll give you whatever limits. Just come and bet our shit. I don't care what it is.
Where do they
I
bet,
wish
Mo?
Steven should be hearing this. They'll be feeling this, dog.
It is pretty impressive because our boy Metcalf, he puts out the limits, 10K on the main events, in the bigger fights, 5K on the sides on the regular fights, and 3 times the side on the prelims. That's a very generous limit. And
It's
if
pretty
you-
solid, man.
Yeah, and if you guys got players with that money showing up, they're playing there. So, I mean, I checked the numbers from ours this past weekend. We had a monster handle for having three places open. We're only open at the Cosmo, at the Venetian, and at Silverton, and it was huge. I was really surprised, and it's just like you guys said, people are starved for it. And I don't know if you guys saw the video, but like the Cosmo, it was slamming.
Yeah.
It was slamming on Saturday, and looked like old times. To be perfectly honest, the only people wearing masks were the people.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Here you
I
go.
know, but
Don't.
it is. No.
This conversation will go off the rails.
Oh,
Howard just dropped a catchphrase from like a late 90s sitcom.
No, it's good.
How that?
But it's like the timing is good. The timing is fine.
It worked. The timing worked.
I like
Actually,
it.
I did want to ask AB one thing about UFC 250 though, right? Because like Nunez beat the piss out of Spencer, who apparently didn't show up to fight. That was one thing I didn't factor into when I said that it was too much value or too high a number, and there was value on Spencer. But if you had bet inside the distance, how pissed are you that the corner doesn't stop the fight between rounds 3 and 5?
Yeah. 3.
Oh, yeah.
I kept saying 3. The corner should really think about her life. That's what I said.
Every time something bad is happening in a total, my favorite thing to say is, I can't believe I don't have this right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, when it's not going.
Yeah.
Because
this is a true story. The Kell Brook total that we were just talking about, I lost 3 bets in a row in totals, 2 of them UFC, a total of 12 seconds. I lost 3 bets by.
Oh, man.
he was looking at the.
It was unreal.
He was looking at the clock.
I know, man. If I ever see him, I'll bring a lot of people with me because I can't beat him.
Some questions are going to be
But,
asked first.
yeah,
I'm going to ask some questions.
I'm gonna bring you to ask the questions, and then the rest of the guys will handle
We'll
things.
come over the top.
Yeah.
This Kale guy owes. He owes.
Dude, you need to put it on this show. Like, what happened? It is a travesty, and no one talks about it. I was like, is that even real?
Yeah.
Where they were in London, right?
London.
Yeah,
Spence
London.
and Brook.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Errol Spence.
Hey,
That's
bro,
right,
just make sure you get to the 10th halfway through. Okay.
That's hey man, you're good.
Marcellus Wallace had some money.
11th.
Oh, that's it.
They didn't even know.
Pride.
They probably
Yeah, he was talking about pride. He was talking about
they
pride.
probably screwed it up. They probably meant to go under the half or over the half, and they screwed it up.
Oh yeah, he waited too long to take
Yeah.
the knee. That would be incredible. That's the true story behind it all. He waited too long. He's like, no, man, no.
Oh man.
What? I don't know. You guys want to talk about? We talked about futures and stuff last week with K-Dub. I don't want to really address it. I just know, like, I get a kick out of it being back in the office and really being slow. Like, it's really slow. It's going to be a long, long summer if shit doesn't start popping.
Is there nobody else back there with you when you're in, or?
A couple hours with someone and then solitary confinement.
Yeah, I heard that. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I played that game.
And I got to be honest. I mean, I'm looking at this. We put up the Bundesliga. We put up the Spanish La Liga. Ain't nobody betting it. It's soccer. It's up, but unless it's a scalp or, the total's 2.5 over 20 when everyone else is over 30, you're not getting a bet. So
That's a very
Steam
solid.
train.
Oh
Just
my
bet
god.
the draw. Just bet the draw.
oh yeah,
That's it. El empate.
But I got a kick out of today. The first bet that I saw after being gone for 3 months, Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl.
That's simple. Oh yeah.
Second bet I saw, the Bears to win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this can't be. Like, somebody's playing a joke right now. Like, this is really happening.
You should get a T-shirt every year that it replaces itself. So like, it was like last year, it was like the Browns, and then it was like 2020, the Bucks, and then cross out the Browns, and then 2021, the Bucks cross out the Bucks for the new team every year.
That's not a
And
bad
it just keeps
idea.
running. You just keep adding to it.
Yeah.
You got to get it stitched in there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, we kind of have taken the approach that, like, our prices really aren't anywhere. They're not even really competitive. They're there. We're open, and that's what our prices are. Bet them anyway. Buccaneers, I believe it's 10-1. We have to win the Super Bowl. Is that possible? Sounds about right.
Yeah.
10-1 on
Browns.
Tampa Bay to win their first Super Bowl ever.
No. Second.
No, second Super Bowl ever.
01.
Yeah. But
No, 02.
be the first team to win in their
Yeah,
host
02,
stadium.
yeah.
That's right.
02.
That'd be the first team to win in their host stadium because the Super Bowl's in Tampa.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
unreal. You got to be kidding me.
This will be
Damn
it.
it.
This will be the year.
I forgot.
Sounds like they lose in the NFC title game.
That's what the Vikings did when they lost to the
Yeah,
Eagles. Didn't get
yeah.
there against, beautiful. Lost by 40. Motherfucker.
Do it in style.
Yeah, right. You're not getting there. You thought so. You fucking thought so. You're not getting there. No
HB,
way.
I'll give you the floor here real quick on the horse racing. I don't know what the hell's going on in Nevada, but there's tracks that don't have agreements. There's people that can't bet certain tracks. There's a lot of people
Heard that.
pissed off about it.
I had a
Okay,
discussion
cool.
with somebody yesterday for over an hour. I'm trying to put together a story from a consumer standpoint, and I run the risk of pissing off a lot of people by doing it. But I'll tell you, it's not the casino's fault, and I learned a lot yesterday. It's the dissemination fees that certain tracks require. And there's a big racetrack company out there that represents other smaller tracks
Yeah.
because of leverage play. And the whole thing is just a mess. You should be able to come to Las Vegas and bet at any track in the world. You should be able at 2 a.m. to go up to a counter and bet on the races in Hong Kong. This is Las Vegas.
Yeah,
There were 8 tracks running the other day. The only one you could bet on was Gulfstream.
right.
Jesus.
Terrible.
That's done early.
Monday or Tuesday, that was, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I played an exacta box at Woodbine at Bellagio on Monday. It did not win. No backstory. That's all there is. That happened though. That's real. That's a real fucking story.
Were you social distancing, Mo?
No, never. No, well, I mean, now I'm for sure not. But I mean, at some point, I kind of just like went my own way, did my own thing.
You always do.
My man.
Nice. All right. AB, want to tie up anything here at the end?
Man, just NBA, NHL, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing? Like, enough already. It's bad enough baseball's going to screw themselves. Like, just play some damn games. If you play 20 games, I don't care. Like, just play. Just please, just play.
Oh man, yeah. Damn.
Strong, Mo. What do you got after that?
Well, 2 things. Reggie Bush is now associated with USC. He's my favorite college football player. Figured I would tell everyone that because, man, when I was a kid growing up, there was not another player I wanted to play like if it wasn't for Reggie Bush. So I was happy to see him get that.
Even more so than Frank Gore?
Well, that's we don't have enough time to separate that. Reggie Bush can never see Frank Gore ever. There's never, not even close. But and Kelsey Plum tore her Achilles, so prayers out to her.
Playing pickup or something?
I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be pissed.
Talk to Asia, see what she has to say.
Oh my god. You think she probably holds grudges?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
Asia-
Tweet out that Plum is a conspiracy that she tore her knee.
Just to help him win the championship
Yeah.
when she comes back. It's good.
That's great. We need to get that feud back. Not feud, but, that back and forth back with the Aces in Asia and Mo. And, because if you go back and listen to the shows back in the day, there was something going on there, Mo.
Yeah, she tore me up for no reason. I mean, I figured the sarcasm spoke loudly. You obviously were hurt, Asia. Like, I don't know what I did. And I said they were going to win the championship. I was like, it seems like it's good, but it wasn't good.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't taking good either.
No, she crushed me, man.
Yeah, and then all of her followers got on a little bit and chimed in. And
Yeah,
Gamecocks Nation came after
yeah,
you.
somebody called me a clown. Shit was crazy, man. Yeah, man, that was.
Are you funny like one?
Oh my god! You
nice.
come embarrass
Funny
me in
like
front
a
of my
clown.
friends.
There you go. Go get your Schneid box.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, it took him a sec. I like it. There it is.
I think Mo is going to crack under the witness stand.
Oh my god!
Um,
Oh man, you're a funny
who's the
guy.
guy? Which one of you would go out and buy the mink coat
Well, for their wife,
for whomever?
I would have bought the car.
Yeah.
Johnny Roast Beef. It's under my mother's name though. Oh my god!
I would have been. I would have
take it
been
back.
freaking out as you guys are walking into that thing. What did I say? What did I say?
Oh no, dude! That's.
No, Frankie
I don't care where you got
Carbone's
it. Just
wife
take it
had
back.
the
I don't
mink.
care where you got it.
He took the coat off of Frankie Carbone's wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
She didn't stand a chance.
They had to thaw out Frankie with the steak.
You know.
Yeah, they did. That's right. Oh boy.
In the back.
I remember him taking the coat off. It's such a great scene. I don't
So
care where you got it
tremendous.
from. Take it back. I don't care.
Man, I lit a match. Did you see what just happened?
Oh yeah, no, of course. No, yeah. Oh, it's
Is that your guys' favorite gangster movie? Mafia movie?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's up there though.
That and
We'd have to
Godfather
make a
2.
list. We'd have to make a list. That list is coming
Sounds
soon.
like a good list for you. You
I
always
do,
had the
yeah,
list
that's
going
the
back in
one.
day. Yeah.
That might have to be a tweet list.
The conspiracy theory list is coming too. That's for real. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a simulation.
Correct.
None of this is real, dog.
Correct.
The simulation talk. We'll leave it at that. That's a great way to end the show. We're in a simulation for, what did you say, Mo? Last 6 years?
8 years.
8 years.
The world ended in 2012. Anything after that, we've been living in a time cube.
Oh,
Why
that's-
2012?
There's a lot. I'll send you some information, HB. Send it over. I'll get you the information.
Mo's got some literature he wants.
He's gonna like it. I'm telling you, he's gonna read it and be like, "Wow, this is pretty compelling. It's compelling stuff."
Sitting in bed with the iPad, I'll gain some knowledge.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh man.
As you look over the races for the next day.
Yes.
Anyway,
That's going to do it for tonight. We got Howard Barish from Gaming Today. Follow his picks, his horse plays. You and Minty continue to put out a daily pick, it looks like.
Thursday through Sunday.
Yep. So that's good. He's at Gaming Today News. Alan Berg, at %Berg on Twitter. Writes a column every week in the Gaming Today usually. The MMA boxing guy. A lot of things going on there. And also at Caesars. Motoy Pearson at He These Takes. The lifeguard extraordinaire of Pool 1 at Circus Sports. And just basically, he's better than the Hoff. I mean, I put that tweet yesterday and had the Hoff running, and he's better. Let's just call it what it is.
Mo, this is your first time being a lifeguard?
Yeah.
You're
I've
breaking
never
your
been
cherry.
one. Excuse me?
You're breaking your cherry.
Of course. Yeah. And I did it like in a form where I didn't think it was possible. So, yeah. I'm taking it in stride.
Keep swimming, Mo. You're doing a hell of a job. Reynolds, again, holding it all together, making sure the edit works and all the voice levels sound good. Much appreciated. Best in the business. And, again, mine is at SportsBK Consig, Sportsbook Consigliere. I'm back to work, so I'm going to try to get a little more active on Twitter. I got to get more active on the ticker. I can tell you that. It just seems like I can't wait for stuff to start. I really can't. Just to have some sort of regular flow and action. And, for all of you that listen to the show, we kind of feel the same way, hopefully. We appreciate the DMs. We appreciate the ratings on iTunes. Leave us a review, hit the 5-star rating, things like that. And follow the show at GT Cash Consider on Twitter. But that's going to do it for this week. Hopefully you get through it with us. We're going to keep getting through it. And wherever you're at, I'm going to say it, stay safe. But
Yeah, damn.
enough
We should have odds on that. I'm putting them up next time.
That's it. We're out. Talk to you
I'm
guys
gonna
next
rig
week.
it.